Mac and cheese baked with crust or creamy stovetop baked macaroni and cheese. What the hell? Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl V, aka your favorite podcast host, aka your favorite YouTuber, aka your favorite girl. Before I get started, do not forget to click that subscribe button, like and comment. And if you're interested in promo or collaborating with your girl, loveytalks@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, Lemon8, and TikTok at loveytalks. So it's a lot of new folks here. It is a lot of new people here, and I just want to say thank y'all so much for supporting me. Y'all know this new series that I'm doing with upgrading my apartment, have a little fun, get my style going in my home. And so thank y'all for coming along for the journey. I promise I'm going to continue. It just honestly have not been much to film, so I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like, that's a part of the reason why I haven't really filmed much for the series yet. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep y'all posted on more things that I get in, more stuff that I buy, taking y'all to the store with me, buying new furniture, all that stuff. But I just haven't been doing that lately. So, but the moment that I do, I promise I will not leave y'all out. I didn't start this for no reason. Well, since there's a lot of new people here, I want y'all to get to know me. And I think I do this every so often. I think I do a get to know me probably like every 6 months. But that's okay, because I genuinely feel like you're always ever so evolving. You're always like, I'm not even the same person that I was yesterday, you know? So I like reintroducing myself to y'all, and I think I want to do a little icebreaker just so y'all can get a little feel for your girl. So I want to play a little game of this or that. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. Okay, so I got a list here. Okay, we're gonna do a little this or that. Okay. So, insecure or girlfriends? To be fair, during the era of girlfriends, I was a child. And like watching it now, you know how when you watch a show when you're younger and you're a kid, you don't really get the colloquialisms or like the little sayings or the little quotes, like they don't make sense to you, or like the life lessons, you just don't get it. To be fair, because I watched Insecure as an adult, I'm not gonna lie, I love Insecure. If I had to choose between Insecure and Girlfriends, I'm gonna have to choose Insecure. I feel like Issa is so relatable for me, especially like that awkward black girl phase, and you know, not really sure what you want to do with your life, or maybe you in the wrong relationship, and it just made sense. You know, Insecure just makes sense for me. Martin or the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Love both, but I have to pick Martin. Martin had me a kiki ha the whole time. Yeah, but I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Love and Basketball or The Best Man? I'm gonna choose The Best Man. Love and Basketball, now that I watched that as a grown-up, I'm so mad at that movie. It's so much to unpack. I don't even want to go into it yet, because I don't even want to go into it today, because it's just so much to unpack with it. Just really pissed me off. And he really sat out there and had that girl pause. I'm gonna do this though. I'm gonna say this little tidbit. I know I said I ain't gonna say much, but I'm gonna say a little bit. He had that girl playing for his heart. That is the hardest I have ever seen that man play basketball the entire movie. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Couldn't be me. I'm gonna just say that. Girls Trip or Waiting to Exhale? Waiting to Exhale is a classic. Although I love Girls Trip, and I'm thankful that I got the chance to watch it as a grown-up, as a grown woman, Waiting to Exhale, even though I didn't really understand everything when I was a kid when I was watching it, but it's so nostalgic because I feel like every single character was so relatable. Like, Girls Trip is fun. It's cute. Like, it's comedic. But something about Waiting to Exhale just really does it for me. So I would choose Waiting to Exhale. Hood rom-com or luxury black romance aesthetic? Baby, I love luxury. If I had to choose, luxury. Luxury black romance aesthetic. Beyonce or Rihanna? Y'all gonna get to know me real good, because your girl is a part of the Beehive. I'm a Beyonce fan. Love her down. Nicki Minaj or Cardi? 90s R&B slow jams or 2000s crunk era? If you get in the car with me, just know that more than likely my playlist is going to be 90s R&B. Not necessarily all slow jams, but I definitely am a fan of the 90s. I would say 90s R&B slow jams, because even though like I love me some 2000s crunk era, well, Okay, this is a little toughy. Hold on, let me think about it. 2000s. Okay, so the 2000s is before the 2010s. Okay, so that era, 90s got it for me. 90s got it for me. Gospel Sunday mornings or trap music while cleaning. Gospel Sunday mornings. Love me a calm, blessed, Holy Spirit, like, it just does something for me. I love listening to jazz. I love listening to anything calm while I'm cleaning. And so definitely worship music, gospel Sunday morning. Yeah, like, it's gonna take the cake. Don't get it twisted though. Your girl loves trap. She loves trap. So silk press or knotless braids. Now, a silk press. If you would have asked me last year, knotless braids. Middle part or side part. My side part leave out is low-key fried. That's why I'm in the middle part. Now, middle part bust down always eats. But because I definitely show favoritism to a side part, I'm going to choose side part. Minimal makeup glow or full glam soft beat. Definitely full glam soft beat. Gold jewelry or silver jewelry. Look at the ice on my wrist. Gold. Long nails or short natural nails. I'm a medium girl, so this is a little toughy. But if I had to choose long, I would do long. Designer bag or black owned boutique find. Oh, definitely black owned boutique find. I feel like they have some of the most unique, beautiful, handcrafted bags. Sweet tea or lemonade. I would do a lemonade. Because I love me a strawberry or a raspberry lemonade. It takes the cake every time. Sometimes, I feel like sweet teas are so hit or miss. Like, they have to be from a specific place. Because sometimes it be tasting like a little swamp water. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though I like sweet tea, I would always, like, I don't think I've ever necessarily had, like, a bad lemonade. I don't know. Maybe, like, once. But I can definitely count on one hand, two hands, how many times I've had, like, bad sweet tea. Mac and cheese baked with crust or creamy stovetop. Baked macaroni and cheese. What the hell? Collard greens or cabbage? Cabbage. Seafood boil or brunch with the girls. Oh my God. Okay, I love seafood boils, but I love my girls more. So brunch with my girls. I love the chatty. Yes, I love it. Okay. HBCU homecoming or black-owned wine festival. I feel like nothing really beats the HBCU experience. I really wish I would have gone to an HBCU when I went to college. I went to SIUE. By the way, if you're not from Illinois, that is Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. That's where I went to school. And it is not an HBCU. But nothing really beats the experience of an HBCU. I feel like a black-owned wine festival sounds quite tempting. But to be fair, I've never been to one. But I would still choose HBCU homecoming. City girl era or soft life era? Soft life era. Being pursued or making the first move? Definitely being pursued. Matching pajamas or matching gym fits? Oh, I love both. I love both. Okay, if I had to choose. Matching pajamas. Yeah. Matching pajamas. I feel like those satin pajama sets make me feel so pretty going to bed. I can kind of just wear anything when I go to the gym. Even though I love a good matching set, I don't need to wear one because it's just like, okay, as long as I can get to the gym and I have something comfortable to wear, I'm cool. Yeah, I would definitely choose the matching pajamas. Luxury vacation or cozy staycation? Luxury vacation, duh. I'm independent or princess treatment only. Princess treatment only. First of all, there is no prize in being independent. Shout out to all my girlies that are independent. There's nothing wrong with it. But as a woman who used to identify being like an independent woman, you don't get a cookie for living life on your own or doing things on your own. Granted, yes, you can. I can. If I had the choice to, and like I had to, absolutely I can. Do I want to? No. That's why I identify with princess treatment only, because why not? Who does not want a princess treatment, soft, beautiful, stress-free life, and you don't have to do it on your own? I love that. Healing girl era or rich auntie era? I'm sorry. I really want to say both. I'm sorry. It's not one or the other for me. This is hard. Because I feel like you're ever so evolving and like you're always healing. Maybe not like a traumatic healing, you know what I'm saying? But like you're always, maybe healing maybe isn't the right word. So now that I talk it out, it makes more sense in my head. Rich auntie era. I'll say rich auntie era. Pilates princess or gym baddie. As much as I love Pilates, I am a gym baddie. Your girl will lift weights. I love lifting weights. I love getting dirty in the gym, being sweaty. Yes, I love it down. I can be ugly in the gym. Well, not ugly. Let me not say that. Not ugly. Definitely sweaty as hell in the gym. Nasty. I can do a Pilates workout because you can definitely get a really good workout with Pilates. But when I think of Pilates princess, I definitely think of like matching sets. I think like the slickest of backest of ponytails and buns. But when I think of a gym baddie, I think of somebody that's like lifting those heavy weights, weight progression, sweating, doing all these workouts, leg machine, like going in. So definitely gym baddie. Vision board or scripting journal? I definitely do both, but I did not do a vision board this year, so I would say scripting journal because I feel like I script more than I do vision boards. Podcast therapy sessions or girls' night vlog? Girls' night vlogs. Those are top tier for me. Yeah. I'm here for it. Okay, I feel like that was fun. That was a fun little icebreaker just so y'all can get to know me a little bit better. Tell me what y'all think. Give me some of y'all answers in the comments. Would love to hear them. But welcome to my channel if you are new. Welcome back if you are an OG. I love y'all real bad. Let me tell y'all something. I feel so blessed. This year, I just know for a fact that this is going to be the best year yet. It's already done. It's already happening. So if y'all don't know me, I am from East St. Louis, Illinois. I was born in Touche Hospital, okay? I don't even think Touche is open. Actually, they're not open anymore. I am from East St. Louis, Illinois. I grew up with my mom. My mom raised me. I have a lot of siblings, y'all. However, they're not from my mom, just from my dad. But I feel really blessed because I have lots of brothers and sisters. And yeah, so there's so much to unpack about me because I just feel like, well, first of all, let me just start off with the fact that I moved to Dallas, Texas I was living in Peoria, Illinois. So I was living in Peoria. I was with an ex-boyfriend. It did not work out. Cool, whatever. Learned a lot from that situation. And then I got my own apartment when I was living out in Peoria. So we used to live together, and then I had ended up getting my own apartment. Y'all, I was not happy at all during that situation because number one, I was still processing the breakup, and then I was at a job that I did not like, and I did not know what direction that I wanted to go in with my life. And then I wanted to make extra money, like trying to find like a second job, like just trying to do different things or whatever. And I just did not know at the time like what direction that I wanted my life to go in. So it was just a lot. And so I remember my auntie bringing it to my attention like, oh, you can move to Dallas. Like you can move in with me and your uncle, get your life together, figure out what you want to do. And at first the idea really scared me because it's like, okay, I'm not close to any of my friends. If I move to Dallas, it's like, well, what if they don't come visit me? What if this? What if that? Okay, cool. It definitely wasn't necessarily an easy decision for me, but my spirit, my heart, and my mind were definitely on one accord. Like even despite the unknown, I still knew that it would work out. I didn't know how, but I knew it would work out. So I ended up moving and packed up my black Nissan 2013 Altima, packed that bad boy up with everything that I could, moved to Dallas, moved in with my aunt and my uncle, and that was by far the best decision that I have ever made, hands down. I was out just about every weekend, y'all. I was going to every event that I could to get my hands on, to meet a lot of women, to meet like-minded women, to figure out what direction I wanted my life to go in. I didn't quite find a job yet. It took me about 3 months to find a job, but I was very blessed in the fact that like I met a lot of beautiful women like in their careers, in beautiful relationships, you know, different stages of life, single women like really thriving in their careers. Like it just like thinking about it, talking about it just gives me goosebumps, because it's just such a blessing to meet such beautiful people, and to think that I even considered not even making the move is just like, girl, why? But it's okay. I understand why. I understand why the fear, because this was a person who wasn't used to making a lot of decisions on her own. During that time, I was a person that was afraid of change. I was afraid of making decisions. I was afraid of taking leaps. I was afraid of making necessary sacrifices. And so, you know, that was something that really changed the trajectory of my life for the better. And I'm just so thankful for that. Yeah, so, and also when I moved in 2019. So I moved right after Christmas. So it was like right before 2020, right before the new year. And when I moved, I didn't know what to do. Like, I started applying for jobs. I went on some job interviews, and then my great grandmother had passed away in January. I want to say it was January 21st when she passed away. My birthday is the 24th, and I remember she passed away. And I remember I was on my way to this job interview, y'all. True story. I don't think I've ever talked about this on my channel, but I remember I was on my way to this job interview, and I already wasn't feeling right about going to the job interview. I just didn't want to go. But I do remember my aunt, she was like, hey, there's something I need to talk to you about when you come back home from your job interview. And I think she said, like, good luck on your interview, whatever. So I was driving to the job interview, and my spirit something just kept telling me, like, girl, go home, go home. And I want to say this was like my first job interview. So of course you want to make money. Like, you say you want to do better with your life or whatever. So it's like, why would you pass up an opportunity to go to a job interview? But in my mind, I'm like, no, this ain't the job for me. I'm okay with it. And I think it was like a temporary contract. It was like a contracted job where you could be part-time or full-time. And then if the job continues, then you can sign off on another contract. But it wasn't like a guaranteed job. It was like very temporary, like 4 months, possibly 6. And so I remember driving to this interview, y'all, and I was just like, this ain't it. I'm cool. I turned around and I was at peace with that decision. Like, I wasn't upset. I wasn't like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, oh my God, what if I don't get another job interview? I didn't care about none of that. I didn't care about any of that at all. I was just like, yeah, it's all good. Like, it is what it is. I know a better opportunity is going to follow me, is going to find me. It's cool. So I get home, my aunt tells me that my great grandmother had passed away. And one of my biggest what ifs was my great grandmother before I moved, and it's gonna make me really emotional. So she talked about how she invited me to have coffee with her. She said, hey, you know, just have coffee with me whenever you have time. And this is when I was still living in Illinois. And she was, you know, like, hey, just, you know, stop by and have coffee with me. And I remember, like, trying to get my life together at the time. It was gonna make me so emotional. Okay, I'm trying not to cry, but if I cry, it is what it is. She was like, just come to my house. And she probably lived like 15 minutes away from me at the time when I was living with my mom. So I moved from Peoria, and then I moved back to Fairview Heights, which is basically like close to East St. Louis, right? So I moved back in with my mom after I moved from my apartment in Peoria, because I was planning on moving to Dallas. So I moved in with my mom. And so, like, my great grandma, she was like, just come over and have coffee with me sometime when you have time. And so, like, I was in a dark space, y'all. Like, I was so sad. I was so depressed at the time. And so I did not take her up on that offer at all. And I really hate that I did that. But it really opened my eyes to how important it is to spend time with people that you love, people that love you, who care about you. And I just kept brushing it off. And not because she wasn't important to me, but it was this illusion of time, thinking, oh, you have more time. Not even taking into account she was on oxygen and she was getting sick, and, you know, she was older, and it just really didn't cross my mind, because I'm like, oh, she's always going to be here. And yeah, that was very, and I didn't grieve right away, y'all. I did not grieve at all for a few months. I was in bed thinking about it one day, because I was up all night. I want to say like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I was up all night, and I thought about it, and I boohoo cried for the rest of the night. Like, I mean, boohoo crying, y'all. And it really hit me. It did not hit me right away. And I think the reason why it probably didn't hit me right away was because I was no longer in Illinois at the time. And so I couldn't physically see her for it to hit. Like, I didn't go to the funeral because I couldn't afford a plane ticket at the time to even go back home to visit. I had just got to Dallas, you know? And so I'm not going to say that was one of my biggest regrets, but I will say this. That was one of my biggest eye-openers to make me realize how important it is to be around people that you love, to show them that you love them, to show them that you appreciate them, that you spend time with them whenever you can. And yeah, it took me a while. I don't know. I guess, you know, God just really wanted me to share that with y'all, because I'm sure somebody has dealt with the same thing, or maybe doesn't realize how important that is. So I'm just here. I'm just a vessel, honey. I'm just a vessel. This channel ain't even for me. It's for us. It's for y'all. Sometimes I say things and I don't really plan to say them, and it just comes out naturally. So I'm sure somebody needed to hear that. So yeah, that's the story. Rest in peace to Charles Etta Guyton. I need to get that out. But anyway, yeah. So I ended up moving to Dallas right before 2020. And y'all know 2020, March of 2020 was when the pandemic hit. Yes, the big C. And I remember I was out every weekend meeting women, going to all these events that I was looking for. I had found like some girls on Bumble, met up with some girls on Bumble, like met some great people, and it was great. Okay, I really enjoyed that time before the pandemic hit. I was having a ball. During that time I also found a job. It was a job. It wasn't a great paying job, but it was a job. I was blessed. You know, I was able to help pay some rent when I was living with my uncle, so I was blessed. And then during that time also I started my podcast, Lovey Talks. Okay, I started on Anchor, and if you don't know anything about Anchor, it's a free app. So I would record. I definitely did like the meditations, the I am affirmations, and I always got complimented on my voice. People love my voice, and they're like, oh my God, like you have a beautiful voice. And so I started recording I am affirmations, because at that time I started to explore going to therapy, and I really wanted to upgrade my life. And I'm like, you know, I want to upgrade my wardrobe, my skincare, my fitness, you know, find my signature look, and how do I walk, how I talk, who I interact with, and my activities, my hobbies, like all that. My life was doing a whole like 180. Like I was really trying to develop who I was, and there was a time was had. Whether it was good or bad, a time was had. And so during that time, it was a lot. And during the pandemic, I started my podcast in 2020, March of 2020. And y'all, it was interesting. I'll say that, because I started it, but I didn't know what direction that I wanted it to go in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just knew I wanted to start it. I enjoyed doing it. I was having conversations with my listeners, and it was really, really great. It was very interesting. It was very interesting. I'll say that. You know how, okay, hear me out. So during that time, I was looking at other creators. I was looking at other podcast hosts, and I'm just like, oh, I want to be like them. But it's one of those things where with anything that you do, you have to be yourself. When people say be yourself, take that advice. I'm not playing, like, I was trying so many different things, and it just wasn't clicking because it wasn't me. And so the reason why I say it was a time and it was very interesting was because I was trying out all these different things, and a lot of stuff wasn't sticking because I wasn't being myself. I wasn't being my authentic self. I was doing stuff that wasn't me, and it didn't feel natural. I was just doing stuff. But I'm glad that I did it, because it's like, you need to start somewhere. You don't know until you actually do it. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to start somewhere. So I did my podcast. And so, yeah, a time was had. And fast forward, I ain't going to take y'all through all that, but fast forward, child. So the time came that I wanted to move out on my own. Living with my auntie and my uncle, saved up some money, was looking for an apartment. Found an apartment. I thought it was perfect. I was like, yes, this is perfect for me. So your girl started her podcast, was meeting all these women. Even during the pandemic, like, I started getting into Pilates, going on walks, like just doing different stuff. And life was looking great, okay? I was learning. Although my headspace wasn't necessarily the best, I was taking those steps forward to do what I need to do to be the woman that I need to be. So maybe like, you know, I got this job, and then y'all, let me tell y'all, I feel like I skipped a few things. But anyway, the first job I got let go from because it just wasn't fitting with me anymore. It was very frustrating. It was a, what was it? It was like a, not a nursing home, but like a home health care job. And I was like doing the scheduling and stuff. And so that job was just so agitating because I was living in DeSoto. And if you know anything about DeSoto and then working in North Dallas or anything north, like Plano, Allen, whatever, that is a long drive. That is a long commute. The drive to work wasn't that bad because I would leave pretty early. But then coming home from work, oh my God, it was over an hour. Nobody warned me about the Dallas traffic. Nobody warned me. So I was miserable at the time. But it's all good. So fast forward, I got let go from there, and then I found another job. It was a better paying, better environment. Still wasn't for me, but it paid the bills. So I'll just say that. But then I was like, okay, it's time for me to move out on my own. Found an apartment. Y'all, that apartment was trash. But I didn't know it at the time. Okay, so let me fast forward, y'all. Okay, now I might get my years mixed up, so bear with me. So I found this apartment, and I thought it was perfect. Moved in, got movers, had my furniture, and y'all, before I got my new bed, I remember on my first night staying in my apartment, I can't believe I'm telling this, I remember hearing running back and forth in the walls, and I thought it was coming from upstairs. I thought it was coming from upstairs from my neighbor because my neighbor had a dog, and I was like, dang, my neighbor's dog keep running back and forth. I'm like, why is all this running? So fast forward, y'all, if you know anything about the ice storm that came to Texas, I think it was 2021, either 2021 or 2022. It was like February. And y'all, the ice storm was terrible. A lot of people pipe burst. It was a lot going on. People were losing power. And they were rotating power, actually. So you would get power for a little bit because they had to share power because there wasn't enough power to go around, y'all. Bear with me. So boom. So I left my apartment and I stayed with my auntie because she never lost power. Beautiful. So I went back to my apartment to get clothes, get some stuff that I needed. And when I went to my apartment, there was the baseboard of my apartment, of my kitchen, was ate up. That baseboard was ate up. An animal ate it up. Huge hole underneath my sink and my cabinet. Ginormous. And what I did not know at the time, there were droppings. I didn't know this, but when I looked it up, it was rodent droppings. So I hit up maintenance. Hey, this is what's going on. They said that they were backed up because obviously, you know, they were going through all this stuff too, like with pipe, you know, people losing power and all this stuff. It was just a lot going on. Roads weren't great. So y'all, because I did not have power and because I did not feel safe living in that apartment on my own, there were like, so the drive to my apartment, from my apartment to my aunt's house, was a decent drive. Like, it was a long drive, especially because the weather wasn't that great. So I would have to drive even slower. Like, the drive was already pretty long, but with the weather, it was even worse. It went from worse to worser. So I was just like, okay, so you know what? I'm gonna try to thug it out in my apartment for a little bit. I would sleep in my car. I did not want to sleep in my apartment at all. Once I saw that baseboard ate up, I just did not feel safe. I don't want to see what comes out that hole at all. I'm scared. I don't want to see it. So boom. So then maintenance finally patches up the hole. Okay. So then I go to my auntie house again. I go to my auntie house, stay there because she still has power and I don't. So I told my auntie about the baseboard, and so mind y'all, maintenance had patched it up, y'all. Maintenance patched it up. Y'all, tell me why I went back to this apartment and the baseboard was ate up again. The baseboard was ate up again. And not only that, because I was gone, because I was not there, whomever, whatever was in there, rodents, by the way, they were having a ball. I wasn't there. Thank God I did not get comfortable enough to unpack all my clothes. I did have some like hanging up, but I didn't have anything on the floor. The only thing that was on the floor was my mattress, and my mattress was still in the plastic. So it was not out of the plastic at all. Nothing was really unpacked. I just had 2 couches, and that was it. It was roaches. It was just a lot going on. And I thought this apartment was so perfect. Y'all, my auntie, shout out to my auntie, she advocated for me because I was still at this time very, very soft-spoken. Was scared to speak up for myself. We go into the leasing office and she like, oh, well, my husband is an attorney and blah, 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 blah. She like going off telling them about themselves. And so they finally let me out my lease. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. But y'all, it was a lot going on in that apartment. And then I finally read the reviews, y'all. It was so many complaints about rodents in the walls. The dog that I thought was making all the noise was not the dog. It was the rodents in the walls. They were having a field day at night. Every night it was back and forth. They were running back and forth. I mean, it was loud as hell, y'all. Like, it was loud. Thank God I was able to get out that lease, and then I am in my current place. Love this place down. I've been here for a long periodically time. I have been here for a minute. I have been here for 4 years, 5 years now? Yeah, like 5 years. So yeah, your girl has been here for a minute. It's a beautiful community. I love it down. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it, love the gym. Love everything about it. Can't complain. I feel blessed. But anyway, yeah, that's my story so far, y'all. But then, yeah, so I was doing my podcast, and then at one point, I wanted to do a live event. So I hosted my first event in 2022 in August, and that was great. That was an experience too, which I will have to do another video about that, do like a story time, because y'all, it's so much that has happened since I've been living in Dallas. But the most beautiful thing about it is like everything was like a learning experience, and it's only been up from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, I can't complain. Everything that I said that I wanted to do, I have done. And I'm really that girl. Like, nobody can convince me otherwise. I am really that girl. I am that woman that I said that I wanted to be. Like, I love that for me. I love that I am willing to learn. I love how smart I am. I love how intelligent I am. I love how beautiful I am. I love how friendly I am. I love how I have amazing friends. Like, and I wish that for everybody that is watching this right now, like, I want you to have the healthiest, most beautiful, amazing, prosperous life that you can have. Make that jump. If something is sitting on your heart about making a choice, you know, you don't know where to turn, and something is steering you somewhere that you need to go, and you know you need to make this move, make that move. Honey, you cannot go wrong. I just feel so blessed, and I'm just so thankful, like, to share my life with y'all. I cannot wait to share more stuff about myself. I'm just yapping today. Like, I didn't write anything down. I'm like, you know what? I want them to know a little bit about me. But I really hope that this opens the door where y'all can ask me questions in the comments. And then in the comments, I'll use it for my next video. So if y'all have any specific questions, anything that y'all want to know about me, or if you want to know my opinion about something, I would love to share, because yeah, I want to grow my community, and y'all aren't my followers. Y'all are my subbies. Like, I just feel like y'all are like my family. Y'all are like my friends, you know? Like, I really feel like I'll be on FaceTime talking to y'all. So I would love to share more about myself. I would love to talk to y'all more. I would love to do more interviews. That's another thing that I want to talk to y'all about as well, because I transitioned my podcast to doing more interviews, more video podcasting, and that has gone well as well. Hosting events, like collaborating with other businesses. And so it has just been amazing, y'all. So tell me what y'all want to hear more about in the next episode. I love y'all real bad, and I promise I did not forget about y'all for my apartment glow up series. I didn't forget, I promise. I love y'all to the moon and back. Please do not forget to follow your girl, subscribe, like this video, comment. Don't forget to follow your girl on Instagram, TikTok, lemonade@loveytalks. And if you're interested in collaborating or promo, loveytalks@gmail.com. Until next time, I love y'all. Bye.